Hey guys, welcome to the lesson on implementing new habits. We're going to talk about how you can implement new habits in your life that support designing your dream life. The first thing that I want you to do is make a list of habits that you think will help you specifically design your dream life and accomplish the goal that you've set. I want you to come up with like 5 to 10 habits. I have a couple examples for you. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier or an hour earlier, going to bed earlier, packing gym clothes the night before, doing meal prep on Sundays, working on your side hustle from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on a Monday through Thursday. Those are just some examples of ways that you can kind of start to think about what I'm talking about here, but really you want to make sure that it relates specifically to your goals. So I would get up at 4 or 4:30 a.m. before work when I was working full time to blog before work, and I only use that time to create products from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. by the time that I got to the coffee shop. So that was a habit that I was in. And again, I want you to remember that habits are process oriented. Unlike when you plan your goals and you plan the results you expect, habits are kind of like the opposite. So you start a new habit and you focus on the process. Example is that I just gave you, me blogging from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's the habit, but that's not enough to plan only the habit. You have to plan the results you expect to produce during that time. And that is the game changer. When you can do both of these, be in the habit of spending time doing something and also planning what result you expect to get during that time, that combination is like magic. I mean, you will get amazing results. So to implement new habits, I really just want you to take the second step, which is to choose one habit from your list and start doing it right now. For example, if you want to get up at 5 a.m., I just want you to start. I want you to expect resistance is the third step. Starting a new habit can be challenging. You're going to have to do your thought and emotional work to make sure you do it, and know that it's going to be a challenge, but the more you're connected to your why and your reasoning for doing it, the better. And I always want you to think of yourself as that like you 2.0 and that relationship you have with yourself, because I know if you had a flight to catch at 6 a.m. tomorrow, you would be out of bed at 5 a.m. So why is that? It's your relationship you have with yourself. You have to start to learn to treat yourself better than anyone else and make those appointments and with yourself and honor them and commit to them. So start treating yourself better than anyone else you treat in your life. The fourth step is to stick with it. A new habit can be really hard to stick to after you've been doing it for a little bit. But, even if you slip up here or there, just try not to slip up more than twice. That is a James Clear kind of hack. He says, never miss more than twice. So you want to make sure that, give yourself a break if you miss once, and then just make sure you get back on track. Because what happens so often is that we miss once and we think we've just like derailed everything and sabotaged ourselves. But really, just missing once doesn't matter. And once you do this, I want you to continue to introduce supportive habits off your list over and over and over. But I just want you to do one at a time. Maybe like introduce one a week or one every 2 weeks, depending on how difficult they are. If they're pretty easy, you can introduce them more quickly than if they're more challenging. And I want you to not go overboard. Remember that small improvements over time will compound to make a huge impact on your life. Another way to kind of track your progress is to use a habit tracker. Dream Year, which is included in this course, comes with a few habit trackers that you can use for tracking your habits. And what you usually do is you can write down a list of all of your habits on one side of the page, and then across the top is a list of numbers, and then there will be boxes, and you literally just check mark or put an X in the day that you did that habit. And it's really useful because it keeps you intentionally reviewing and monitoring how you're doing with your habits. Try not to miss 2 days in a row. That's that James Clear hack. This is all about introducing new supportive habits in your life, and I want you to keep in mind that it's going to be challenging because they're not habits yet. Your brain hasn't become efficient at them yet. But if you use the thought and emotional work and honor your commitment to yourself over time, they will become habits. And we'll talk about how long it takes for something to become a habit later on, but in the course, but I want you to know that there is no like 21-day rule. It just depends on what the habit is. So make sure you just keep doing it until it becomes a habit. Your brain, trust your brain, it will become efficient at it over time and it will become a habit. That's how I was able to get up continuously at 4 a.m. It just became a habit. But I will tell you, the first 2 weeks were terrible. Habits that support your goals are seriously the magic secret sauce because they will exponentially increase your likelihood of success. It just makes it so much easier on you. Okay, that's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next one.